Hello, bonjour, and good day, and welcome to another House of Freeman production. In today's video, I'm going to be transforming myself into Morticia Addams. This is based on the movie version with the really light highlights and the bone straight hair. Just a Halloween staple. So if you want to know how I created this look, then keep on watching. Now that I've covered my brows, let's move on to the base application. For this, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Superstay foundation in the shade Light Beige and the Spectra Base foundation in the shade White. I've used the Maybelline before, and we're going to just apply that all over the face for a nice even canvas. Okay, now that we've got a nice even base and I am looking like a freshly baked potato, we can move on to the Glisten Cosmetics foundation in white. I'm just going to pump some onto the back of my hand. Ooh, that is what it looks like. Let's take the same brush. I've now washed it. I've given it a little spritz. We're going to take some on the brush. That is a fair amount. And we're just going to pop this under the eye like she has in the photos, because she's got that highlight under her eyes, which is just so bright. And I don't think I would have achieved that with a concealer alone. That's already looking stunning. The highlight goes all the way down onto her top lip, up here, and onto the forehead. She is really highlighting like a drag queen. But I mean, I don't blame her. That was only 2 pumps of the foundation, and it is going a long, long way. I have got another pump there. Ooh, did you see that? Might be having a moment with the foundation underneath. But that's fine. It might also be the brush that I'm using. Let's go up the nose. She's got it on the nose as well. She's definitely like that. Right, let's grab a sponge. Do I have a sponge anywhere? I have just the thing to blend this out. We can use the Real Techniques dual-sided powder puffs, because on one side it has a sponge and on the other side it's a puff. Oh, that's a very weird feeling when you initially get them out of the packaging. They're very heavy as well. Let's start doing this, shall we? See if we can get a better blend. That's definitely diffused it a lot better. So when using these foundations, I would suggest, if you're going to layer it at least, do use a sponge applicator. That is exactly the finish that I wanted though. It is giving her full face highlight, and then when we've got the eyeshadows on, it should really start to pop. Now that I have the base creams on, I'm just going to take my MUA setting powder and I'm just going to lightly dust all over the face. Oh gosh. Just because we're going to be going in with a powder contour now, and I don't want that to stick into certain places. I want this to freely blend. Going into the contour now, I have 2 new eyeshadow palettes. I have the Smoky 42 Pan palette by Beauty Bay. Here are the shades. Look at those. So gorgeous. I've been waiting to get this for a long time, and doing Morticia gave me the perfect excuse. But for today's video, we are going to be using the 16 pan variant because these colors will cover everything that I need. I bought the smaller one so that I could travel with it easier, and I don't think everybody needs the 42 pan one, but I have the rest of the 42 pan ones, so why not? Let's go into the shade Mountain up here on a Luxie, what number is this? 737 brush. Just tapping in. Let's carve out some cheekbones. This initially is going to look absolutely insane, but we will be boosting the highlight with a white shade, and hopefully this brush is fluffy enough that we'll get a nice diffusion of colour. I mean, that looks nice already. Let's go down a little bit more. Her contour seems to go all the way down here. Yeah, that's nice, that is. Let's do it on the other side. Just need to make sure that I'm getting an even concentration on both sides. Like that. I'll just do a little bit around the top of the forehead. Just making sure this is really blended because I don't want any ridiculously harsh lines. I mean, her cheekbones are supposed to be so pronounced. The center part of her face is supposed to be so white. So that's what we're going for with this look. And I think we're achieving it, actually. Let's do a little bit of white powder under the eyes just to set everything in. Just taking my normal highlighting brush and my Stargazer white. Let's just punch it in, shall we? I mean, the highlight that she's doing for the movie is exactly the highlight that I do for my normal face. So this isn't much of a journey into new territory, if I'm completely honest. Okay. What next? Let's do some eyebrows, shall we? She has black eyebrows. So let's go into the shade Tattoo in the bottom corner here, and let's draw on some lovely arched brows. Her brows are quite thin, so this might be a little bit challenging for me as I don't normally do thin brows. I'm very impressed by this black. It is very pigmented, and it's definitely a black, not a grey black. Where is my little pencil brush? We can only do so far into this brow with the pencil brush because it's just so thin. I mean, there she is. Little Morticia brow. Let's get the other one to match and I'll be right back. It's very like thin, tiny 90s brow, isn't it? I kind of like the look of it, but definitely with my drag, I think a thicker brow just suits my face a bit better. But I mean, I'm not doing grey contour every day, so you know. There we go. These are the brows, giving very crow wings. Let's look at her eyeshadow. So she has really simple eyeshadow. Let me grab a blending brush. She has let's use one of my extra MAC ones that I've got lying around. She has a really light grey as a base, and then a bit of a deeper kind of, I'd say, steel grey, almost blue toned. So if we start with clouds on the top row here and just give the eye a nice wash. Oh yeah, that's exactly the shade we needed. And I'm using such a big fluffy brush that it's just diffusing beautifully. The eye look is so simple, I think I can just do both eyes at the same time. That's exactly the colour we need. Now let's go in with a deeper shade. Let's go in with Castle, this one in the bottom corner. I'm taking the same fluffy brush, just packing it and then popping it on top. She looks like she's got a shimmer on her eye as well, so don't worry about coating the lid. Just make sure you've got the definition. And this section here we can also boost with white powder, so don't worry about that. But I think working with greys and such, you really do need to just build it up step by step, otherwise it's gonna translate as quite patchy. But it is a quick and simple look. All you need essentially is one palette, because you do have a white eyeshadow in here. So if you were just wanting to boost under the eyes with that white shadow, you could achieve that. And now we'll go in with a slightly smaller brush and we'll take something deeper. Let's go in with a bit of shadow here and start really defining in here. She has quite a defined outer part of the eye. Lovely. What next? Right. She has some shimmer on the lid. So let's do some swatches first. So if we go into Frost here, what have we got? And then into Fairy. Those are the two shades. I think we're going to go into Fairy. Yeah, let's go into Fairy first, and then if we feel like it needs to be boosted a bit more, we can just shove some more on the top. Oh yeah, defo what we wanted. And that gives it a nice bit of structure as well. Carving out the lid without needing to use like a cream or something, because sometimes that can get a little bit messy. Lovely girl. And then she has black on the outer corner, so I'm also going to take the tiny blending brush and I'm going to go into, let's go into Tuxedo just to be safe, because then we can deepen it up with Tattoo later if we need to. This is just at the edge, just to give it that winged look. Do you see the difference? I'm only going to take it to about here on the eye, just to give it a little bit of framing. And that's all we want, really. I'd say that that colour was the good option, definitely. There we go. And then she's got a little bit of a deeper colour under her eyes, but let's not go too deep. So if we'll go into shadow again, just to give it a base for the mascara to sit on. And I do want to frame the eye. Yeah, that's lovely. A good bit of definition. There we go. And then just under the eyebrow, we are just going to grab the snow shade here, the matte white. And let's see if they've made it a really nice one. Ooh. Not as pigmented as some other shadows that I've used recently, but still a good shade nonetheless. Ooh, that eye look came together. Okay, I think that's it for shadow. Let's grab some eyeliner. Just any eyeliner will do. And let's give... She doesn't have a wing. She just kind of frames the eye. So let's go in and do that. Does it go all the way in? Yeah, it does. And then for the lower lash line, I'm just going to take smudging brush and a little bit of tattoo, which is the really deep black shade, because I do not want to be doing eyeliner under my eye. Don't think I would be very good at that at all. That's the eyes framed. Okay, I think that's it for her eyes. Looking at the reference photo, she only has a tiny bit of mascara on. So even though this is quite a draggy look, I am only just gonna put mascara on, because otherwise I think it will detract from the look on the eyes. I know that sounds a bit silly coming from me because everything is very exaggerated, but if I can just layer up some mascara, I think it will give us the same look that we're going for. Let's finish up with some lips. Now she has matte red lips and they're not exactly huge, so I think I can just draw over my normal lips with any generic red lipstick. There we go. And finally, let's go into one more product. This is the Haus Labs highlighter in Moonstone. It is a very silver looking highlighter. Not something I've tried yet. Let's grab my highlighting brush. Put that on. Just go here. Oh yeah. That's lovely. Ooh. Right, that is the face all done. Let's set it. I will get into my look and my hair and I will be right back. And we're done. The costume is on. I've just got a little corset and some long sleeves. I put the red nails on and this wig. It was a mission to put on, let's just say that. It wouldn't lay flat and then it's so slippery that things kept slipping and blah 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 blah. But you don't want to hear that. But ta-da! Here is the finished look. I think it turned out really nicely. I really enjoy the Smoky Palette by Beauty Bay. I love the white foundation by Spectrum. I will be using a lot more of those, and yeah, everything in this video was Lovely. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and then you'll know when I upload a new video. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like down below and comment, what was your favorite Addams Family film? Mine has to be Values because of Debbie. Like, Debbie is the be-all, end-all of villains in that entire franchise. She's just lovely. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care and stay tuned. I'm going to take the Luxie 737 brush that looks like this, and we are going to go into, no we are not, Dana. We're going to fucking set the face. East. Freely, Brend? There we go. There we go. That was not open, otherwise I would have cried. I think that's looking a lot better, a lot smoother. Ooh. But we will be boosting the highlight